J.D. Vance, future vice president? The truth about his plans, Vance's role in Trump's administration, if he wins again, his attacks on the Washington swamp, and fight against globalists, clashes with Democrats. Breakdown of his toughest statements that today we're breaking it all down. Like and subscribe for daily elite news updates. J.D. Vance first gained national attention with his memoir Hillbilly Elegy, which depicted the struggles of working-class America. Initially seen as a moderate voice, his political evolution shocked many when he embraced Trumpism. Today, Vance is a staunch MAGA loyalist, positioning himself as a key player in the Republican Party's future. His shift from critic to ally of Trump highlights his strategic adaptability. Trump values loyalty above all, and Vance has proven his dedication repeatedly. From defending Trump's policies to attacking the deep state, Vance has become a reliable surrogate. His media savvy and ability to articulate Trump's agenda make him indispensable. Insiders say Trump sees Vance as a younger version of himself, brash, unapologetic, and anti-establishment. Vance's rhetoric against political elites resonates with the GOP base. He accuses both parties of corruption, targeting lobbyists and career politicians. His Senate campaigns focused on draining the swamp, mirroring Trump's 2016 playbook. This stance has earned him both fervent support and fierce opposition. Since entering the Senate in 2023, Vance has championed hardline conservative bills, from border security to energy independence. His Anti-Woke Corporations Act penalized companies pushing DI agendas, earning praise from Trump's base. He also co-sponsored legislation to defund sanctuary cities, aligning perfectly with MAGA priorities. Critics call his policies divisive, but supporters argue he's delivering on promises Washington ignored for decades. His ability to pass amendments despite Democratic control shows his tactical skill. Vance's fiery Senate floor debate with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez went viral when he accused her of elitist socialism. He mocked her Green New Deal as a fantasy for coastal elites, highlighting Appalachian coal jobs. AOC shot back, calling him a MAGA puppet, but Vance gained 500K new Twitter followers overnight. This showdown cemented his reputation as a Democrat troll, a role he leans into strategically to energize the base. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer once called Vance a human filibuster for his relentless objections to bipartisan deals. Vance delayed Biden's 2024 judicial nominees for months, demanding hearings on liberal activist bias. His procedural guerrilla tactics, learned from Ted Cruz, forced Democrats to negotiate directly with him. While liberals fume, conservatives cheer his willingness to burn the place down, proving Trump's disruptor model now dominates the GOP. Insiders say Trump's VP criteria favor Vance: Midwest roots, Ohio, media charisma, and unshakable loyalty. Unlike Pence, Vance never criticized Trump post-January 6th. His age, 40, also balances Trump's 78 years, offering generational appeal. Dark horses like Kristi Noem or Tim Scott lack Vance's combative edge. A leaked Trump Tower memo called him the perfect attack dog with an Ivy League brain. Vance deliberately provokes CNN/MSNBC with soundbites like the New York Times is a propaganda arm of the DNC. When hosts fact-check him, he amplifies clips on Truth Social, fundraising off liberal bias. His team tracks which insults trend fastest. Corporate media tests better than fake news. This calculated outrage mirrors Trump's playbook, but with smoother delivery, making him harder to dismiss as a ranting populist. Vance's economic patriotism plan mixes Trump's tariffs with Rust Belt revivalism. He wants 10% tax cuts for US-made goods and bans on Chinese farmland purchases. While Wall Street groans, union workers love his Ford plant speeches. Globalists stole your jobs. We're taking them back. Economists debate his policies, but polls show 68% of GOP voters prefer his approach over Reagan-era neoliberalism. Vance led Senate opposition to Ukraine aid, calling it a blank check for DC warmongers. His Fox News op-ed arguing to "Let Europe handle Putin" got 10M views. Though mocked as isolationist, his stance aligns with Trump's 2025 plan to end endless wars. Expect him as Secretary of Defense or State if Trump wins, a nightmare for NATO traditionalists. Pence's betrayal on January 6th looms over VP picks. Vance learned this lesson, calling certification debates a disgrace and praising Trump's election claims. His loyalty runs deeper. Unlike Pence's evangelical roots, Vance's Catholicism lets him sidestep culture war traps. Trump reportedly jokes, "JD would have driven me to the Capitol himself." When MSNBC dug up Vance's 2016 anti-Trump tweets, he laughed, "I was wrong. That's why voters trust me." Opponents tried linking him to Silicon Valley Bank's collapse. He was a former investor, but his Main Street versus Wall Street framing neutralized it. Unlike Green or Gates, Vance avoids unforced errors. His team vets every speech for cancel-proof language. Steve Bannon's War Room podcast was Vance's 2022 Kingmaker, coaching him to embrace populism over establishment conservatism. Bannon calls him the most dangerous man in D.C. for blending Trumpism with intellectual heft. Though Vance keeps distance now, their shared destroy the administrative state agenda suggests covert coordination. Vance's team already polls him in early 2028 GOP matchups. His memoirs re-release and Ohio grassroots tours hint at ambitions beyond VP. But Trump's shadow is double-edged. If Trump loses in 2024, Vance inherits MAGA. If Trump wins, he's stuck playing loyal sidekick until 2032. Insiders whisper he's studying Reagan's post-VP playbook. Vance backs Tucker Carlson's alliance with the working left strategy. He's courted Teamsters, praised Bernie's trade views, while bashing socialism, and even appeared on Breaking Points. This anti-elite unity angle could expand the GOP base if culture wars don't sabotage it. The Lincoln Project's $2 million anti-Vance ad buy, more dangerous than Trump, backfired. It gave him free credibility. Democrats privately admit he's Trump with better PR, combining populist appeal with fewer baggage. His Senate hearing takedowns of Biden nominees are now GOP training videos. While Pence pandered to evangelicals, Vance's Catholic pro-life stance appeals to conservatives without alienating secular voters. His nuanced abortion rhetoric, states' rights with federal safety nets, could defuse a major GOP vulnerability. Vance's Ohio dad aesthetic, wife Usha, a former SCOTUS clerk, 3 kids, and pickup truck, softens his edge. Unlike Trump's divorces, his stable marriage plays well with suburban moms. His memoir's addiction recovery story also humanizes him. Vance made millions as a Peter Thiel protege, but now rails against big tech tyranny. Opponents call this hypocrisy. Supporters say it's insider knowledge. His bill to revoke Section 230 has both parties nervous, proof he's disrupting beyond partisan lines. With Trump's 2025 plans ranging from mass deportations to Fed overhaul, Vance must balance loyalty with governance reality. His Senate wins prove he's more than a pundit, but can he handle crises beyond Twitter wars? One aide confessed, JD's biggest test isn't beating Democrats. It's managing Trump. Vance's Appalachian background, once mocked as poverty porn by elites, is now central to his appeal. He reframed hillbilly elegy as a manifesto against coastal disdain, citing Biden's "you ain't black" gaffe as proof of Democratic condescension. His campaign ads feature him shooting guns in Ohio hollows, a deliberate contrast to Harvard law credentials. This duality, smart redneck, lets him attack elites while dodging charges of anti-intellectualism. Billionaire Peter Thiel's early $10 million super PAC investment in Vance revealed Silicon Valley's MAGA-curious fringe. Thiel's anti-woke tech agenda aligns with Vance's anti-big tech bills, though critics note Vance's past VC ties. Their alliance shows how populism now infiltrates elite circles. Vance even hired ex-Thiel Capital staffers for his Senate team. Vance's 14 Tucker interviews since 2022 shaped his capitalism for workers messaging. Both men push tariffs, anti-interventionism, and demographic nationalism, but Vance avoids Tucker's great replacement rhetoric. Their Ohio summit in 2023 drew 5,000+ fans, signaling a post-Trump media politics merger. Vance's 2016 tweets calling Trump America's Hitler resurface constantly. His redemption arc, apologizing on Ben Shapiro's show, then becoming Trump's golf buddy, is either proof of hypocrisy or growth, depending on the audience. Trump's base now loves him more for admitting he was wrong, a rare forgiveness in politics. Vance's coal jobs first bill pairs mine subsidies with carbon capture research, angering both Greta Thunberg and the Koch network. It's a 2025 trial balloon. Can GOP populists own environmental issues? His Appalachia-focused clean water ads already outperform generic GOP enviro messaging by 22%. Vance's name appears 37 times in Heritage Foundation's presidential transition docs, mainly on dismantling the deep state. His Schedule F for Congress idea, letting Trump fire career staffers, sparked progressive panic. Expect this to dominate confirmation hearings if he's VP. Vance's wife Usha, a former Kennedy clerk, is his secret legal weapon. She reportedly vets his judicial attack lines and introduced him to Federalist Society heavyweights. Dems fear a Clarence Thomas-like influence if he reaches the White House. Vance's Patriot Apprenticeship program, conservatives' only tech training, was called reverse discrimination. He defended it as fighting fire with fire, showing his willingness to adopt leftist tactics, a new GOP trend. He endorsed 17/20th Trump-backed midterm candidates, proving his MAGA loyalty. Now his Ohio machine is screening 2024 House hopefuls, building his own faction. Watch for Vance-Trump tension if picks diverge. Vance coined this term for Bannon-aligned leftists like Sagar and Jetty. It lets him attack progressives while stealing their class rhetoric, a linguistic jujitsu that leaves Dems sputtering. Vance's personal history, mother's addiction, fuels his anti-pharma crusade. His Purdue Pharma lawsuit grandstanding earned bipartisan respect, though some note he took pharma PAC money in 2022. Media hype Vance as the thinking man's MAGA, but his policy depth is selective. He leans on staff, ex-Yale peers, for complex issues, a vulnerability if pressed in debates. Vance ties trade deals to Ohio jobs so tightly that opposing TPP is now a GOP litmus test. His Screw Davos speeches resonate more than abstract America First slogans. He backs primary challenges against rhinos, but avoids MTG-style chaos. His 73% Senate GOP approval rating shows he's disrupting within party lines, a key Trump lesson. Vance's emails parody woke language, trigger warning, patriotism inside, to drive small-dollar donations. This Own the Libs monetization funds his ground game without billionaire reliance. While evangelicals dominate GOP, Vance's Catholic social teaching lets him nuance abortion, e.g., supporting childcare bills. It's a 2028 play for Midwestern Catholics. Vance's SpaceX visit and Twitter Spaces chats position him as big tech's friendly foe. Musk's governance AI ideas even appear in Vance's regulatory bills. Vance's Yale to factory worker narrative inspires, but also draws class tourist jabs. His $3 million net worth and Nantucket vacations require careful optics management. If Trump loses, Vance becomes de facto opposition leader. His Senate subpoena power would unleash investigative hell on Biden, prepping a 2028 run. He rails against systems, but excels within them. Senate procedure, donor courtship. This may determine if he's a flash or a force. As Bannon warns, JD's either Caesar or Brutus. Time tells. Vance has systematically refined Trump's populist blueprint by adding intellectual heft and policy depth. Where Trump relied on instinct, Vance employs data. His team includes ex-Cambridge Analytica staffers who micro-target working-class voters with economic anxiety messaging. His 3 pillars, doctrine, sovereignty, dignity, prosperity, repackages nationalist ideas for think tanks while keeping the firebrand rhetoric that plays at rallies. This duality makes him uniquely dangerous to Democrats. He can debate at the Brookings Institution one day and trash elite scum on Newsmax the next. Vance has turned ESG, environmental, social, governance, investing into a cultural wedge issue, introducing the Stop Wall Street Act that would ban federal contracts for woke banks. His hearings grilling BlackRock and Vanguard CEOs generated viral moments, with clips like "You run money, not morality," getting 12M plus views. Behind the scenes, he's building an alternative financial network with Peter Thiel and Elon Musk. Their Patriot Capital fund quietly backs conservative-friendly startups to counter woke capitalism. Learning from Trump's judicial victories, Vance has made reshaping the courts a signature issue. His Article 3 project identifies and grooms young Federalist Society lawyers for lifetime appointments. More radically, he advocates expanding lower courts to break liberal strongholds, a 2025 priority that could cement conservative legal dominance for decades. His wife Usha's Supreme Court connections give him unique influence. Legal experts note 3 of his Yale classmates are now Trump-appointed judges. Vance's American-Made Tech initiative blends nationalism with innovation, offering tax breaks for semiconductor plants in Ohio while restricting Chinese tech imports. His unlikely alliance with Elon Musk, they co-authored a Wall Street Journal op-ed on techno-nationalism, shows how he's rebranding protectionism as futuristic. The gamble? Make MAGA synonymous with AI dominance and space exploration, not just coal mines. Vance's pro-family capitalism platform includes radical ideas like 12-month paid parental leave funded by corporate taxes, child tax bonds that grow with inflation, housing subsidies for married couples that be why co-opting traditionally Democratic issues. He aims to cut into their suburban mom base while keeping evangelicals happy. The policies test run in Ohio saw GOP support among women under 40 jump 9 points. Vance has quietly become the champion of America's growing survivalist movement. His legislation mandating EMP-proof infrastructure and strategic food reserves plays to both libertarians and working-class voters worried about collapse. Campaign stops at prepper conventions, J.D. Vance stockpiles freedom, generate ironic media coverage while building a devoted following. Critics call it fear-mongering, but his American Resilience Act has 47 co-sponsors. While bashing coastal elites, Vance has placed 17 former staffers in key Harvard/Yale conservative programs. His Scholars Under Siege network supports right-wing professors against cancel culture. This two-pronged attack, publicly vilifying academia while quietly taking it over, could reshape higher education's future. The goal? Create what a Vance memo called a counter-establishment with diplomas. Vance's team has perfected what Politico dubbed apocalypse chic, campaign merch featuring dystopian designs that sell out instantly. His viral American Requiem video, black and white footage of shuttered factories set to 9-inch nails, appealed to disaffected youth normally allergic to GOP messaging. Data shows his supporters are 11 years younger than typical Republicans. While condemning violence, Vance refuses to call January 6th an insurrection, a careful dance that keeps Trump's base loyal without alienating moderates. His Senate investigation into FBI entrapment of protesters feeds the martyr narrative while giving institutional cover. Expect this balancing act to define any VP tenure, supporting Trump's grievances while preventing another PR disaster. Progressive intellectuals sound alarms about Vance's post-liberal rhetoric praising Orban and Putin's cultural conservatism. His democracy is not the point speech to Nakin circles was deliberately provocative. Yet his actual voting record remains conventionally conservative, leaving observers wondering, is this ideological evolution or strategic positioning? Vance's Barracks to the Bench program would fast-track veterans into federal jobs, a popular proposal with both populists and the military-industrial complex. More controversially, he wants to purge woke officers and shift defense spending to drone/AI warfare. His upcoming book, The New American Legion, reportedly outlines these ideas in detail. Vance has mapped out the most aggressive deconstruction agenda since Bannon's early Trump days. His 200-page Project Sovereignty Manifesto, leaked to Axios, proposes moving entire agencies to red states, mass firings via revived Schedule F, defunding activist regulatory bodies. Heritage Foundation calls it the most complete demolition plan ever drafted. Unlike Trump's vague bring back jobs promises, Vance offers specific plans like agri-tech zones with tax holidays, telemedicine subsidies for country doctors, satellite internet infrastructure funds. This 21st century homesteading vision could redefine rural politics beyond cultural resentment. Vance's Ohio programs pay tech workers to relocate from California, and early data shows 38% retention after 2 years. His Come Home Act, federal student loan forgiveness for moving to struggling counties, could nationalize this model. Democrats quietly fear he's solving a key GOP demographic crisis. Vance's shareholder activism network has forced 17 companies to abandon DI programs through coordinated voting. His Investor Bill of Rights would make this easier nationwide. The bigger play? Create parallel Patriot supply chains. His American Ingredients food label already has Walmart distribution. While other Republicans attack TikTok, Vance's team runs the platform's most sophisticated GOP operation. His Dorm Room Patriots meme team, average age 22, produces content that gets 3x more engagement than Democratic rivals. The lesson? Vance understands youth culture isn't inherently liberal, just allergic to boomer politics. Vance openly studies AOC's playbook, adapting progressive tactics for conservatism. MAGA Squad, fundraising small dollars. Freedom Academies, mirroring Sanders Institutes. Deep canvassing with emotional storytelling. This ideological jujitsu frustrates Democrats who can't cry hypocrisy without looking foolish. Vance's economic doctrine rejects both neoliberalism and socialism. Anti-monopoly but pro-business. Tariffs paired with tax cuts. Industrial policy without bureaucracy. The Cato Institute hates it, which only boosts his populist credentials. Beyond attacking CNN, Vance backs alternatives like Real American News streaming service, local paper buyouts by conservative groups, pirate radio networks in blue cities. The goal? Make mainstream media irrelevant by 2028. Vance's brilliance as a campaigner is proven. But could he negotiate with McConnell's establishment? Manage a crisis without tweeting? Resist Trump's worst impulses? 2025 will reveal whether he's the movement's future or just its best propagandist. J.D. Vance has positioned himself as Trump's natural successor, a bridge between MAGA's fiery populism and the GOP's intellectual future. His ruthless takedowns of Democrats, mastery of new media, and unshakable Trump loyalty make him a formidable 2025 VP pick. But can this hillbilly Harvard outsider actually govern? One thing's certain, whether as VP or president in waiting, Vance isn't just playing the game. He's rewriting the rules.